I'm Mark Clogan and welcome to the Lastolite School of Photography, and today we're talking about a bracket system that is being developed to allow us to use a special range of softboxes to go from studio flash right the way through to speed flash and even the likes of other portable flash systems as well. It's all designed around a nifty little bracket, and really this film is more about the bracket than it is the softboxes because we need to actually explain how we can most use it and how it kind of all fits together. So again, once you get it out of the box, you can get running and kind of shooting with it straight away. So the first thing to notice really is that it's a twin-headed bracket, so it allows us two speed lights. One of the most requested products that they've had from photographers throughout the years is a twin-headed speed light bracket, and hence we've come up with that. This works in several ways. You can see it here at the minute with it being used to support umbrella. Of course, it can be used to just actually fire or hold the flashes by themselves. But of course, then we can take it across by adapting it onto the ring bracket here to allow us to be able to use it with a special range of the softboxes. So let's take a look at the bracket and how it kind of all works together. The first thing you'll find that this part that we've got here is in three sections. And even though we're supporting the one part with an umbrella, this little T-bar is the part that's supporting the speed lights itself. Just take the speed lights off there for a minute. Again, I was saying it was one of the most requested things by Lastolite was a twin-headed product for two speed lights, of course. And off the side, as I'm sure you'll see me later on when I'm photographing here in the studio, just being able to hang off our triggers and receivers, of course, to be able to fire the speed lights. So that's the first part. It doesn't have to be used with an umbrella, as we'll see later on when we use it on the softbox, of course. The umbrella bracket here, that's optional. We don't need to have it in there, but just kind of unscrewing the umbrella to begin with. Let's just collapse it. It's one of my favorite products, of course, the shoot-through umbrella. And we're just going to take off the umbrella bracket itself. And of course, that is only used to support the umbrella. So if you're not using umbrellas at all, pretty much can stay away in the box and kind of get it out when you need it. The clever little thing is the top part of the bracket, which is just on the top of my tilt head there. And what this does, it's got a little kind of a lever part that will allow it to clip onto and slide through the main ring when we start to use that as a kind of a complete product. So it's very, very simple to take it off to be able to use a studio flash or whether you use speedlight flash or, as I said, other portable flash systems as well. Before we go any further, let's talk about the other little adapter that's available. And this allows me to use it, the T-bracket, with any main product as far as flash is concerned, and the adapter just goes onto the T-bar in that way, and then this is my Quadra, just sticking that onto it, and then of course pushing it into the vertical position. Again, once more, it could be used with the likes of the umbrella, or it could be used in the softbox itself, of course. So the next part is to really take it off the studio flash. This is just illuminate studio flash head, so kind of using the universal kind of variety. There's a little screw on the back here, and it just is the tightener and of course the support to make sure that it all fixes really, really smooth. It allows the full rotation on the slip ring on the back. So you can see now we've kind of brought this, excuse me a minute while I just bring this around. This is where we're into our kind of ring adapter, and this is where it all starts to kind of play a different game, but the same thing, of course, allowing us to use that variety of same product. So to attach the support arm to the ring, all I do is clip it into the side. As you can hear, those double clicks just allows me to know that it's in position. Next thing, of course, is just to reposition it back onto a stand. At this point, I've put it back onto a tilt head because with speedlight photography and with studio photography, of course, we tend to actually tilt the head itself. Whereas it's built into studio flash where we can tilt, we usually use a tilt bracket here to be able to actually change the position and the angle of the flash. So that's our first part. Then as far as the second part of the build, is popping our T-bar back on again. Remember, at this stage, if I wanted to use it with other portable flash like the Quadra, we put that bracket in place and tighten that on, so it's no problem. Here we're just going to put it on for speedlight. Now it depends on where you want to work. Now what I mean by that is, do you want to assemble the speedlights here while it's on there, or do you want to assemble them off? I prefer to work on a flat surface so we can get everything nice in hand. So all I'm going to do at this stage, I'm not going to use TTL. I want the ability to be able to see all the functionality, of course. So all I'm going to do is just turn those in, lock them off, pop the other one on as well. And then, of course, what I've got is access to both sides to set powers and so on. All we're going to do then is just slip this into here. And one of the benefits of the new adapter here, the arm and the ring, is that, of course, I can push this completely in. So if I want to start to angle the head towards one side or two sides of the softbox, instead of in a directional method, I've got that ability. So it will slide up and down the arm to completely change, again, the styling of the light quality that we're going to have. And that's pretty much it. Couldn't get any simpler than that. That's based on this ring adapter here, designed specifically for this new range of softboxes to allow us to use it from studio flash right the way through to speedlight photography, of course. So I think, without ado, let's get into the studio and just see how we use it in speedlight mode to get some great photographs. Okay, let's do it then. Excellent. Raise the chin a little bit more. Excellent. Just push the hands behind a little bit more on towards the wall. Excellent. Looking up a little bit. Look towards the light. More. Cool. Really lean against the wall for me. Excellent. Straight at me. Excellent. Just bring the hands up towards here a little bit more. It's gorgeous there. Again, twist the hips round towards here a little bit. It's gorgeous there. Raise the chin. It's gorgeous. Bring the hands behind the back. Again, just leaning in just a little bit. Cool. Turn the head to me a little bit. Eyes. Cool. Again. Turn the body in towards the wall with the hand. Oh, that's okay. I like that. Yeah, it's cute. Again, let's do it. Big expression. Big. Go on. Excellent. There you go. And again, keep it. It's lovely. Excellent. Look behind you a little bit. Cool, just there. That looks a bit weird. Twist the body to me a little bit more. It's lovely. And again, eyes at me. Raise the chin a little bit. Cool. Again. Excellent. Big expression. Go, go, go. Excellent. Cool. Just kind of bring the hands in front just a little bit. Turn to me. Just that's beautiful. Just there. That's gorgeous there. Raise the chin a little bit. Take the hands back a touch more. That's gorgeous there. Happier. Excellent. More. Big grins. Straight at me. Let's get the shot. Hang on. Again. That's lovely there. Give yourself a bit of big cuddle. It's gorgeous there. Serious first. And slowly. Again. Lower the chin for me. Keep it. Let's get those eyes. Again. Just lose the hands down. Fully. Again. Lower the chin for me. Cool. Let me just bring in the triflecta a minute. What I'm doing here is I'm just really using the main benefit of doubling up the speed lights, and that is to be able to shoot on motor drive, so in kind of a sports mode, to be able to get the multiple images, not missing a shot. I'm pretty much shooting 3-4 frames per second, and again, the flashes are able to keep up. Even though I'm giving them a little bit of external power here, pretty much for around about 10 minutes, 30-second power, I could pretty much shoot with no real kind of trouble. Towards the end, obviously, you're going to start to lag, but the whole point here is keeping it simple. Double the flash, half the power, twice the speed. That's the key point to it. Again, cheekier, big cheekier. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Looks good. Cutesy with the head on the side a little bit. Good, just there. Again, happier. Big. Go. Raise the chin a little bit more for me. That's beautiful. Just there. Again. Cool. Give yourself a bit of cuddle. Excellent. Just there. Excellent. Turn the body to the side, so really profile. Straight to me again. It's gorgeous. Twist to me a little bit. Whoa. Cool. Just use your right hand with your hair, kind of twiddling your hair and everything else with it. Turn the head more to me. Again. It's gorgeous. Twist the body around to me a little bit. Like still the hair thing. Let's use both hands, almost kind of curling. Turn straight onto me again and do the same thing. Kind of fiddling, just as slow as there. Hang on. Okay, lower the chin again to me. That's cool. Really fiddling the hair. You can do it. Excellent. There. It's gorgeous. Keep it. Little lean with the head on the side again. It's cool, just there. Really scruffle up all your hair for me. Kind of make it that's good. Straight at me. It's great. It's there. And again. Excellent. Straight at me. Wicked. Relax. That's great series. We're kind of shooting in a 60s kind of vibe. Claire's got a great look with her hair and beautiful face. kind of the orange dress and else, and the kind of, if you saw the full length of it, in fact, it's beautiful kind of mini short and so on. Even though we're concentrating on just above the knee, we're looking at that kind of real 60s kind of vibe. I've just gone for a simple kind of beauty style of imaging. In other words, the big softbox, double layer diffusion in here. Remember, we've got those 2 speed lights running, being triggered by just the one receiver, in fact. I've got a splitter cord from one receiver into 2 flashes, so it allows me to minimize the amount of kit, of course. You know, if we had another light going off to the side, bringing it in, just minimizing the amount of receivers in the kind of, the setup just takes time as far as, you know, you're reducing the amount of kit, reducing the amount of setup time and so on. I've just brought in the triflector. I don't often take this out on location. We're just in studio today, but don't often take this out on location. But when I do, I always think, why don't I take it more on location? It's one of those things where obviously I work with a lot of forward shadow. In other words, the light's coming in from behind. So when it comes in from behind, imagine me, the model, I wish. The hair coming towards here, the triflector in the front that would bounce some of the light back in towards the face without any kind of work. But again, we'd use another reflector just above her here to bounce the light back in. So if it was working with just with natural light. As it is here, as I said, I'm working in the kind of the sports mode as far as the frames per second is concerned. I'm not missing an image. That's the key point of running this kind of double speed light setup with it. My setup today is f3.5, 200 of a second, 400 ISO. I'm just using a simple 50mm lens on a cut frame sensor body. So I'm getting like a 60 odd. As far as the 70 odd kind of the focal length of the lens. I like this kind of shallow depth of field for this kind of styling of imaging because it just gives me that funky kind of vibe, just out of tilt, out of focus part. And at times, if we want to kind of slow it all down more, reduce shutter speeds down, get a little bit more of the blur into it, then I'm never afraid of that. But I don't do that at the beginning of the session, it's usually towards the end. So I'm going to do some more headshots, in fact. Okay, that's gorgeous there. Keep it. Come into me just a little bit more. Turn the nose around towards me. Gorgeous there. Lower the chin more. Just kind of pull some of the hair across your mouth with it on the face of it. Excellence there. Giggle with the eyes though. That's lovely. Come up to me a little bit more. Again, keep it. Serious me first. I love the hand down there. In fact, it's good down there. Just drop it down again. Raise the chin a little bit more, darling. Turn the head this way a little bit. That's gorgeous there. Don't look at me. Look above me. Keep it. Again. Just the eyes at me. Keep it. Happier. Cheekier, okay? Need cheekiest cause there. And again. Just love it again for me. Just drop the hands square onto me, legs apart, hands just dropped. That's gorgeous there. Let's do it. Keep it. Again. Raise the chin now. More. Keep it. Just put the hand on one hip and lean across. Excellence there. Looking up high and away. Keep it. Lower the chin again. Big giggles. Big giggles. That's lovely. Excellent. What I've done there is I've changed the cross from the speedlight setup to a studio flash setup. The most common reason for me to do that is when I need a whole load of more power. I don't really need it here today, but it's kind of just as a demonstration. One of the things I've done is dropped it back down to 100 ISO. Why? Because obviously it's a finer quality. Lower the ISO, better the quality, of course. I wanted to shoot at a bigger depth of field now. I've got f8, so again, the studio flash, combined with this double diffusion that we've got in this softbox here, it's kind of reducing some of that power out. We've got to remember that the whole time. And Claire's just around about 6 to 7 feet away from the softbox itself, so it's kind of a long fall off. As a rule of thumb, let's not forget, a softbox is really designed to be used as close to the subject as we can do that. That's its softest quality. But when we start to work at a distance with it, it starts to control the shape of the light and so on. So again, just keep it within about 6 to 10 feet of the subject, but as close as you can if possible. I'm on about 1 to 2 feet away. Once more, I'm using just a simple radio trigger on camera to fire the flash. That's just going into one receiver now, connected in with a cable, of course. The reason that we use the kind of the mains flash would be to guarantee that every time you take the shot, you've got enough power and you're never really going to run out from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And when you're working with speedlight photography, of course, if you're not using an extra power to power the flashes themselves, you're soon going to be changing batteries, especially if you're shooting as fast as I was in the last session, of course. So again, studio flash, real good idea when you're using kind of a long day, doing lots and lots of shoots, because obviously you're not going to really run out of steam as far as the light isn't. The bracket here, of course, I've changed it across. It didn't take very long to move from a speed light to a studio flash, whereas, you know, in the good old days, you'd have one speed light softbox and you'd have a studio flash softbox with it, and you'd carry one on location for one amount of equipment, carry another one on location for another part of equipment. But now, of course, because it can mix between any of portable flash that I use and speed light, as well as studio, of course, it pretty much allows me to work with, again, one lot of kit. And the benefit of that, of course, again, it's kind of a watching you grow. So in other words, it's not having to throw it away when something else new comes out. The lollipop kind of design and this arm and T-bar that we've seen so much in Lastolite products are really looking at how they can add extra things into the family as far as the different accessories and so on, to help us as photographers add into our equipment instead of throwing the old ones away to make new ones available and so on. So it's a really good thought to be able to think what we want to do now, but will it still be doing the same job for us in 5, 6, 10 years time? That's the key point. So I'm just going to finish off the session now. I'm just going to finish off with bringing Claire just towards the softbox more. I'm going to re-meet her, of course, because the closer she comes to the softbox, we're going to get a greater increase. Notice that it's quite high, but it's quite flat as far as the light position is concerned. It's just a kind of a standard fashion beauty position. We'd usually be using 2 or 3 other lights for separation perhaps, but remember, 1 light before 2 and 2 before 3 is always the equation when we're using any flash, and each flash should do its own job and not mixing it in with all the others. Otherwise we have illumination instead of lighting, of course. So Claire, if you just come up to me a little bit. Well, that's fine. Let me just get the meter. Just going to use the feather of the box just a little bit. So in fact, most of Claire's going to be lit from this side panel. Straight at me again. We got F13. Let's do a quick test. Of course, whenever we change anything, we want to make that first check. I'm shooting in black and white. The image that you're seeing, remember, I'm using the settings on the back of the camera to give me a specific look. And one of the things I do so often, of course, is introduce the red filter in camera. It's one of the options I've got on the Canon, and that would be the same as the good old days in black and white photography, where we'd put a red filter in front of the lens to help lift all the detail and kind of bleach out kind of spots and marks on the face. And models still have some spots and marks and things, but good makeup helps. Let's do it. Again. Keep it. Raise the chin a little bit. Straighten me again. Again. Turn the head this way a little bit. Keep it. Big, teethy, huge, excellent. Raise the chin a little bit more. That's gorgeous there. And again for me. Thank you very much, Claire. You're done. So I hope you enjoyed that quick shoot in studio. Really shows the versatility of this bracket system, as well as the ability to actually use it with the new softboxes, of course. What I was using when I was doing the speed light, remember we've got the 2 speed lights here on the T-bar, and I've got a space at the back of the T-bar. When you push in the T-bar a little bit more along the arm, you've got a hot shoe that's not a hot shoe, but it's a hot shoe connector, so it would be called a cold shoe. And that's just actually there, and that allows me to put my little receiver on the back. And what I've done, to save having, 2 receivers for 2 speed lights, I've got 1 receiver with a splitter cable here that allows the flashes to be fired at the same time using just the 1 receiver itself. So it's a quick way to do it. So just a recap, remember this system is based around the kind of the plate, the support arm here, which kind of can come off to allow us to use it with a studio flash, as well as portable flash as well. The little accessories that come alongside, which is the umbrella adapter, as well as the spigot that allows me to adapt it to use with other portable flash systems, of course. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm Mark Cleveland from the Lastolite School of Photography. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.